Hello and welcome back to another Pricey HD video. Today we've got another episode of Birmingham City Career Mode. It is episode 4 of Season 1 and we start off with the massive final that we are participating in today. I say massive final, it is only a friendly tournament final to be fair, but what an important final it is. It is our first ever final and I would love to come off today with a victory. Of course, we've done so well in this tournament so far, however, we've just been able to scrape to victory. That seems to be what we're doing at the moment, just scraping to victory, slowly plodding along, which isn't exactly the most positive of things to be, positions to be in so early in the season. But look at this from Djukovic on the right hand side of the penalty area into Magoma with the finish, putting us 1-0 up against VfL Bochum, and the German side are in complete crisis as we have scored our earliest goal of the series a mere 7 minutes in and the fans are roaring. Brilliant work from Djukovic with the brilliant low cross in and a fantastic finish to round it all off, to put the cherry on the cake if you like. However, VfL Bochum were very persistent. They were not letting up just because we scored. They in fact had a much better game and much better first half especially than we had, and you can see here on the edge of the penalty area we manage to give away the ball. They get it in, they have a shot and it's gone in, but luckily in the build up to it, not the foul, but it is the offside that causes the whistle to be blown before the ball can hit the back of the net and be put back onto the centre spot. It is because, as you can see, it's kicked forward by the VfL Bochum striker and it hits one of his own teammates just offside. So that is literally the biggest amount of luck we've ever had. But of course, with any luck comes bad luck too, and that is eventually the meal that we were served. A goal conceded. We'd held out so well in the game. We'd held out for a decent 30 odd minutes and suddenly it seems to have all just fell apart. We're back to square one in this game now and we've got to try and regroup. A really devastating goal to concede. I wanted to play it through to half time without conceding, but unfortunately that isn't the way that it will go. We'll have to hopefully come out even stronger. I say come out even stronger, if anything we came out even worse. This was just dreadful defending, and yet again, I mean, that wasn't the best example of it, but Kujak with a fantastic save, and there's more saves to come from our goalkeeping hero in this game. But look at this, just look at it. We've made the job entirely harder for ourselves now, and the game has turned on its head. 2-1 Bochum after the 60-minute mark, and we are in trouble. We are in very, very big trouble. But Callis down the right hand side plays a lovely through ball to Stewart. Stewart inside to Keaton Bell. Keaton Bell with the ball. He taps it past the VfL Bochum keeper just with enough accuracy, just with enough lift, just with enough sharpness to get the ball in the back of the net. Absolutely fantastic ball over as well. Brilliant ball from I think it was Paul Caddis on the right hand side, and lovely outside of the boot flick with the left foot of the man himself, Keaton Bell. But look at this, Che Adams is through, the substitute, one-on-one, he managed to shrug off his defender and he could have finished it off. He could have been the hero, he could have got us the victory. Instead, we are drawn to penalties, and the first ever penalty kick shootout that we will ever have as Birmingham City is now. Wow, this is nerve-wracking indeed. A game that was well fought, a game that really we should be winning, a game that we ended up drawing 2-2 in. What will happen outside of open play? Well, we come very close to saving it. Kujak gets fingertip gloves on it, and then we take our first penalty. Paul Callis, he steps up to the spot, and it's just not powerful enough. I'm still learning the penalty system at this point. I had scored a few of them already, but that was just dreadful. That, my friend, is how not to take a penalty. I needed more power on it, more precision and more accuracy. I just didn't have it. This time though with Djukovic, I'm looking to try and right my wrongs in at least a little way, and in the end he goes right down the middle It's so difficult because it's so responsive. You slightly turn your analog and it will fly out. But luckily, oh, that was so close. And we just can't seem to get a save off at the moment. Maybe if we did get a save, this might turn out well. That penalty just about sneaks in. It's like when you turn the arrow in the direction, the keeper almost seems to be able to know that you're going in that direction, so you've got to change the direction at the last minute, it seems. Unfortunately, we don't get the benefit of seeing their arrow, obviously. I don't think they'll get the benefit of seeing ours, but it seems when you keep it in the same direction, they jump that way. That was a nice finish, though, from our central midfielder, Keaton Bell, I believe. But now, Bosham, though, if they score, they've won. And inevitably, they get 5 out of 5. They get the goal. They win 5-3. It does actually come straight back out of the net. But VfL Bochum have won the game. And we are, unfortunately, not champions. We still get a decent amount of money from the tournament, of course. That does normally happen. But it's so disappointing to have to watch just a German side like this lift the trophy. It's not that they're German that's the bad thing, by the way. It's the fact that they're in, I believe they are in the Bundesliga 2. I'm not actually sure on that, though. I'm pretty sure they're a Bundesliga 2 side. But I know they're not a they gave us a good game. They gave us a good fight out there. And they deserved it, really, to be honest. It's just the fact that Che Adams missed such a great chance at the end. And I just feel like we could have won it. But we clearly didn't have enough bottle for the game. We clearly didn't have enough balls and vinegar, and we clearly don't deserve it in the end. So, despite our decent campaign, it was never going to be good enough to be winning no games by more than 2 goals. And in the end, we get our payback. VfL Bochum lift the European International Cup in style. The friendly tournament, of course, is only a friendly tournament, but the funds are completely vital. And I am glad that we did do this friendly tournament. I've learned a lot about my team, learned a lot about who can take it and who can't, basically. Who can hack it and who can't. And that is a necessary thing for a manager to learn at the early stages of the season. I'm so glad I have learnt it. And although we did come off second best, we were good. So that is that. Now we're into the transfer side and menu side of this career mode episode. You can see they're still happy with our performance, I suppose, in the end. But Lee Exupeng, he actually has a response for us and has told us that no, we aren't offering him enough money. So we go up and offer him the 15 grand because although he probably doesn't have any potential left in him, really, we need a left back, and the fact that he's free, that's good. Wu Xi, he's actually a player that we are also interested in. Again, he's asking for 15 grand, which just seems like a mighty sum for a 69 rated 27-year-old. We don't need him as much, but we will be signing Lee Exupeng, who does in fact agree terms. I know that he will be the second highest paid player, which does sound ridiculous for a brand new free agent of his rating, but I think he'll do okay, and I think he'll be a great backup because, bearing in mind, we have Grounds, and then after our sub-left back goes, we have no one. We have just Grounds, and that's it. You can see I was interested in John Terrell as well, but you can see that he's actually on loan at Granada at the moment. So that is someone I will be keeping an eye out, of course, former Birmingham City loanee, and a fantastic player at that. Jacob Murphy will be joining up with the squad, which is officially our first proper signing of the season. So Jacob Murphy is actually a Norwich left back, left midfielder, of course. And we're also interested in the central attacking midfielder after I realised that Fabrini, although he's okay, he doesn't always show up, and he might not always be enough to win games with. So you can see this is our Scout Future star. It returns with Octavio Roldan, an Argentinian left winger, which is funny because we've just signed a left midfielder. Training injury for Diego Fabrini as well, another reason to get a central attacking midfielder in the squad, I suppose. And as you can see, the scout has returned. 57 overall so far on Roldan. Jack Storer is going out on loan to Cheltenham for 1 year, which is another positive to get a youngster out on loan. Story with a decent amount of potential. We'll see how he does, but at 55 rated, he isn't really in my plans for the future unless he really does excel in Cheltenham. The transfer offer for Oxford was also rejected, a player that I would love to get. I know it's a bit obvious and probably a bit unrealistic as well to join Birmingham, but this guy has got so much potential in him. He has the potential to be one of our best signings ever, if only we could just execute the deal. Of course, West Ham are going to be demanding more money than usual for such a young player because of his potential. And I just wasn't willing to step over the 1 million mark for Harriet, so in the end I offer 9999990, which is quite funny. Again, they're persistent, they don't want to let Oxford go for that price, which is unfortunate because I would love to steal him. And I think, to be honest, any payment of above 1 million will be a steal, to be fair, because although we are on such limited and tight funds, the idea is to improve the club's value. Now, if we get a player that cheap and then he grows, we'll be improving the club's value in theory. Anyway, I do thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe for more career mode content, as it is coming your way very, very soon. This Birmingham City career mode has got off to a decent start. A shame in this episode that we couldn't win the trophy, but next time we kick off the championship season. It's what you've all been waiting for. Goodbye for now.